How's it going, everyone? My name is Mike, and this is the $250 gaming PC. Now this PC is mainly for games like League of Legends and Minecraft. Don't be looking to max out Battlefield and Crysis, but you should be able to play those games at low to medium at 1080p. Anyways, let's get right into it. For the CPU, we went with an AMD A6 6400K. It's a dual-core processor clocked at 3.9 GHz. And of course, this does have integrated graphics built in. It's the Radeon HD 8470D. Now, of course, for a $60 processor, this isn't the best integrated graphics. It's nowhere near like the A10 7850K. But keep in mind, this processor is about $100 cheaper as well. Again, you won't be able to max out a lot of games, but if you want to play games like Minecraft, League of Legends, or Team Fortress 2, then you should be fine. Moving on to the motherboard, we went with the Gigabyte GA F2A55M-S1. It's a micro ATX board, has 2 RAM slots, and it does support up to 64 gigs of RAM, which is kind of crazy. They don't make 32x16 of RAM, of course, so the most you're going to be able to get is 16 gigs, but I don't see why you would put that in this build. It doesn't have any SATA 6 ports, but it does have 4 SATA 3 ports. You're not going to be losing out on much speed, as it's a standard hard drive, not a solid state drive anyways. Instead of putting a solid state drive in here later on anyways, you should just upgrade the CPU to say an Athlon 760K and then a 260X. Now moving on to the RAM, we went with ADATA XPG V1 RAM. It's just a 4 gig stick. And it seems like RAM is going up in price again. Usually you should be able to get 4 gigs of RAM for around 30 bucks, but this is 37. Hopefully RAM starts going down in price again, because 1866 MHz RAM and higher is over $40, and for a 4 gig stick, that's just crazy. Since you can overclock RAM with this motherboard, I recommend putting in an 1866, as you will get a little bit better performance in games. Now for the storage, we went with the Seagate Barracuda 1TB. It's a 7200 RPM drive. It's $53 on Amazon. You might save around $2 or $3 if you go with the 500 gig hard drive, but you're definitely going to regret it later on. For a hard drive, these Seagate Barracudas are actually pretty fast. I have a 3TB drive in my computer, and I get around 180 megabytes per second write. And on my Western Digital Black, I get around 100. And on my solid state drive, I get about 400. So this Barracuda is about half as fast as my solid state drive for writing. Moving on to the case, we went with an NZXT Source 210. This is one of my favorite cases for under $40. It offers some decent airflow, some really nice cable management, and great build quality. Personally, I own an NZXT Phantom 410, and for my next build, I'm getting an NZXT Phantom Full Tower. So I am sort of partial to NZXT, but I have done a build in a fractal design to find an R4 as well. This case only does have one exhaust fan, so I do recommend picking up another one later on, as it will improve airflow. Now finally, moving on to the power supply, I went with the Corsair CX430M. And now, no matter what budget I'm working with, I try to go with at least a semi-modular power supply, as for first-time builders, it helps a lot. You won't get as confused, and cable management will be a lot easier. Now the CX line isn't my favorite, but for $30 you can't go wrong. Now since this is only 430 watts, you won't be able to upgrade to a GTX 770 or anything like that. If you want to do that later on, get like a 500 or a 600 watt power supply. But for now, this will get the job done. Tell me down in the comments below what budget you guys want me to do next. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.